Breaking news, guys, we have a double header, and as soon as one team breaks up, another one gets back together. And we are talking none other than Errol Spence and Derrick James breaking up, and Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez seem like they are in good terms now. As we all know, Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez used to have the same trainer. Well, Canelo still has the same trainer, but Ryan Garcia left the team a little while ago, and it seemed that these two guys had some feud. But now it seems that they buried the hatchet and are in good terms now. And these are the topics that we will be talking about today. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Okay champs, let's get started. Let's begin with Errol Spence and Derrick James. Now, Errol Spence and Derrick James have been riding with each other for a very long time now. And I never thought in a million years that these guys will split, since Errol Spence and Derrick James only have one loss together, and it was against no pushover against Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the best fighters in the world. Even though a lot of people were saying that there was actually something wrong with Errol Spence on that given night. And you can tell there was something wrong with Errol Spence that night. He did not look the same. He looked either drained or if he was under some kind of influence. But even though we know all of this, I still believe Terrence Crawford beats him every single time. Even after the rib injury and after running up the hill 1 week before the fight, and also after needing cataract surgery. But I still think the rematch will be a lot more competitive, but I still think Terrence Crawford beats him no matter what. I really don't think anybody can beat Terrence Crawford, not even Jerome Boots Ennis, but that will be a very close fight. I don't think Terrence Crawford is avoiding Jerome Boots Ennis at all, but if someone pays him $25 million, the same he got paid with Errol Spence, I'm sure he will take the fight. But I believe right now that fight will not make the same amount of money as he did with Errol Spence. As Terrence Crawford stated that he was in the tail end of his career and he was only looking for money fights. That's why he is looking to fight against Canelo Alvarez. Even though I am not a fan of that fight because that's 3 weight classes up there, if it happens, I'm still gonna pay for it. Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, just the sound of that sounds good. And also the rumors that Errol Spence and Derrick James split was around for around 3 days already. And I was gonna make a video about it, but I did not want to be first. I wanted to be right. I believe the first person that I heard it from was from Showbiz the Adult. Even though I know he is very credible, he has a lot of connects, I still wanted to get more information out of this before making a video. But yes, if you watch the video clearly with Ryan Garcia and Derrick James training, all of his equipment that had Errol Spence on it, like the punching bag and the speed bag, they were all gone. And it seems that they were replaced with just generic equipment. You know, the always tear and never last. And that was actually one of the reasons that I waited a little bit to make this video. Because I used to be in boxing and sometimes that equipment doesn't last too long. Because in the boxing gym, all you do is punch those bags and they will break or rip. And I remember my coach used to put duct tape on it to hold up as much as it can until we get more. And they will not replace it until it was completely necessary. But when I saw that, I was like, maybe the bags just broke and they just replaced it with a regular one. But that is not the case. They just split like a Kit Kat bar. And I really thought it was because of the loss to Terrence Crawford, but it was not. It was about money, and as they always say, money is the root of all evil. Not the money itself, the love of money is the root of all evil. But I see it both ways, since I got a lot of respect for both Errol Spence and Derrick James. And everybody needs money, but I guess Errol Spence was only giving Derrick James a certain percentage of his fights, but not a total of the whole estimated money earned for the whole fight. I believe it was just a percentage of the guaranteed fight purse. I believe Errol Spence got a $2.5 million guarantee to fight Terrence Crawford. So say Derrick James got 10%, that will be $250,000 to Derrick James. But as we all know, Errol Spence made $25 million in the back end. So 10% of that is $2.5 million. But Derrick James already got paid $250,000, so that will leave $2.25 million left. Now that is a lot of coin. I know Errol Spence is pretty rich, but that will hurt anybody's pockets. So now Derrick James is suing Errol Spence for the remaining balance. So that's the reason they are splitting, but I believe any other trainer will want the same amount of money. So hopefully they come into a compromise where they can stay together, because I believe they made a hell of a team. Now let's move on to Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez. So as we all know, Ryan Garcia started with Canelo with Eddie Reynoso, and Eddie Reynoso was also Ryan Garcia's trainer. And if I do recall correctly, Ryan Garcia left them because he stated that Eddie Reynoso wasn't trying to train him. But after that, Team Canelo came out and stated that Ryan Garcia wasn't really trying to train with them or even listen to them. And he will always show up late, just trying to do videos for Instagram and TikTok. And when he was done doing the videos, he would just leave. So Ryan Garcia left and got Joe Goosen. He was the trainer he had for the Tank Davis fight when he lost. So after that one fight, he had left Joe Goosen. I believe because nobody showed up to the post-press conference with Tank. So at one point, I believe Ryan Garcia tried to leave Golden Boy as well because of that reason. But I think him and Golden Boy are pretty cool now. But now Ryan Garcia is with Derrick James, and that's Errol Spence's old trainer. I still can't get used to it that Derrick James and Errol Spence split up. But nonetheless, Ryan Garcia posted on social media that him and Canelo are cool now. And Canelo and Eddie Reynoso were just giving Ryan Garcia props, saying just focus on the fight, mijo, and shook up the world, and you got this, young lion. And also Ryan Garcia is trying to learn Spanish, and that's pretty good. I don't think it's gonna be too hard for him because Spanish and English, a lot of the words are the same. It's not like he's trying to learn Chinese or Indian, stuff that don't even sound the same. I mean, Canelo Alvarez learned English. I'm pretty sure Ryan Garcia can learn Spanish. Maybe Errol Spence and Derrick James are not cool right now, but give it some time and I'm pretty sure they'll be cool later. Just like Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez, time heals everything, even heartbreaks. So Errol Spence and Derrick James are split right now, but I hope they can get back together in the future. I mean, Derrick James did turn Errol Spence into a champion. Do you guys think Ryan Garcia will ever get trained by Eddie Reynoso again? And do you guys think Derrick James and Errol Spence will come into a compromise? Or definitely are they going to split? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. And don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.